Hi everyone, this is Boris. Welcome to another episode of Sketchman Draws. So today I'll be taking you through the steps to draw eyes, nose, mouth and ears. So for each part, before we start, I'll just talk a little bit about basics that you need to keep in mind while drawing the eye. So let's start with the eye first. So first of all, so let me just make sure that the camera is centered. So first, start with simple lines. So first, start with one line with the eyebrow. So I suggest at least I start with the eyebrow because when I'm drawing the face, so let me do a quick sketch here. When I'm drawing the face, the landmarks that I look for are the hairline, the eyebrow, the bottom of the nose and the chin. So that's why I suggest starting with the eyebrows, because that will allow you to sort of frame where the eyes will be and the rest of the body. Okay, so start with the eyebrow. So I here marked like a line here just to say that there are two sections, one small and then one bigger. So there are different ways to draw eyebrows, so it really depends on your reference. But here, for just to keep it really simple, just keep in mind there are two sections here. Okay. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is the direction of the hair on the eyebrow. So as you can see here, the hair goes out like this, takes a turn and then goes down this way. Okay, so when you're drawing that, you need to keep that direction in mind when you're doing your strokes. And then I'll do the outline of the eye. So you need to keep in mind that there is a ball inside, right? It's an eyeball covered with the tissue, upper lid and lower lid. Actually, I'm not going to use the scientific terms. I'm just going to try to use simple terms that you can remember, because we're trying to draw. We're not really trying to study or become doctors of anatomy. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is when you're drawing the pupil inside the eye, it represents almost 1/3 of the space occupied by the eye. Of course, depending on the emotion of the person, the size of the eye might change. And please refer to my video on how to portray facial expressions on the channel. The other thing is, okay, so here it's supposed to be a female eye with makeup, so I just put the eyelashes in. So when it comes to pupil, I put this round edges, and then I leave like a sort of a moon shape. I leave some area sort of represent the highlight here, just to give a little bit of liveliness to the eye, which I think is really important, because eyes are the really most important part of the face, because if you get the eyes wrong, it can really mess up the rest of the drawing. So here are just other examples that we'll be drawing from other angles. So this one, because it really shows that, you know, there's an eyeball here, and just keep in mind that the eye is not protruding, it's actually inside the eye socket, because it's a sensitive part of our face and it's protected by, so it's really inside, so to have as much protection as it can have. And so it goes, so if I draw a line here from the forehead, eyebrow to the eye, it goes like sort of inward. And finally, just to drive home the point and practice a bit more, just a low angle shot. As I draw, I'll talk, and I'll suggest, you know, you also practice different angles. So let's get started with the eye, step by step. So you can start with a light drawing for the eyebrow, and then slowly build. So one section and then two. So I also will just mark, okay, so the eye will be somewhere here. Okay. Again, I start with the outline. the shape of the eye can change. There are many different types of eyes. And then just do another pass at this is the point where you can start adding details, and then you can draw the pupil. Okay, so I've already like marked the thick edge of the pupil, and then for the iris, so if the light source is coming this way, of course the highlight will be on this side. Okay, so let's go back here to draw the hair. So like I said, follow that direction. Of course, if you look at it from far away, you won't see these details, but since we are just drawing individual parts, and then some eyelashes. Okay. So, I mean, again, there will be some small lines here that go towards the iris. And there you have it, an eye. Okay. Here, let's do it again. So, by the way, these I was drawing these eyes from a combination of different art books, which I will share at the end, and I'll also make videos at the end about in the future about them. So okay, here we have the eyeball. Okay, so again, I'm not really applying pressure here. I'm just like really softly touching it, so that just to keep a reference for myself. And then I draw the upper lid. So if you really look closely, the iris is slightly protruding from the eyeball, but okay, if you want to draw it, you can, but it will still, you can still maintain the realism. And then again, you see that line going inward. So again, let's do another one here. Just trying to center this piece. So same here, look at, there's a ball here, and the eyebrow. So for example, here from the reference that I took, it was from Frank Cho's How to Draw Beautiful Women, the Frank Cho method, and so he has a page full of like eyes from different angles. So this is where it's from. So we see the little bit the lower side of the upper lid. I'm just going a bit quickly to. So as you can see, like if we look at the eye straight on, it looks like a circle, right? But if we look at it from another angle, the lower angle, it takes the shape of an oval. Okay. There you have it. Okay. Now, again, if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll answer them. So let's look at nose. The nose is actually here. So just to keep a little bit of terminology, so root, bridge, the tip of the nose, the wings, and the nostril, or the nostrils, of course. the root or the space between the eye, so just a slight reminder, because of course we are practicing the individual parts, but you also have to sort of keep in mind that we're going to we're learning this so that we can draw a face, right? So usually when you look straight on, the space between the two eyes is one eye. Okay, so okay. So so here I drew this line just to show that the form that you need to keep in mind, okay? Because our face is curved. Like a lot of body parts are curved. Even here, you see the curve, okay? So it's not flat. Okay, so in order to give that illusion in your drawing, you need to sort of learn how to portray those forms. So, for example, here, the bridge, okay, and the tip of the nose, I drop it here. So we give a space for the tip, the bottom of the nose, and then we go up, and then this is the nostril, and then so you see there is like a sort of like pyramidic shape, so which means that the wings are a little bit elevated and the bottom of the nose is here, okay? So because we are on this side, we only see a part of the other wing, and so again, the form here is like this, the bridge like this, and then here it all converges here at the bottom of the nose, and then it all converges here on the wing on the side. So start with the bridge, do the tip, and then the wings, and then the nostrils. Okay. Let's do this angle here from the side. So I've done two different noses just to have fun, just to show that how it works with different shapes of noses. Just like an exaggerated one. So the bridge, the tip of the nose, and the bottom of the nose. So as you can see, it's elevated. It's a little bit the upper area of the nose. Okay. So if you look closely, this nostril is not the round shape. Okay, so you have to pay attention. That can also change. And finally, this exaggerated nose. But still, I mean, you can still maintain the realism of it. So same here, the shape. It's just a little. The bridge is a little bit bigger, and the tip is a little bit like different shape, but the structure of the nose is the same, but the steps that you can draw it in is also the same. So here are some noses. Now let's go to again, you can play this part again and again and draw along. Let's go to the lips or mouth. So when drawing human body parts, you need to keep in mind the alignment and the symmetry, which are characteristics of human body parts. Okay, so that's why, like here, for example, I just drew this line just to say that you need to be able to eyeball, sort of estimate visually without the use of rulers and so on, to be able to define where the middle will be. So since as I mentioned in the earlier one, we have a curve, right? So let's take, for example, this. Let's draw this one. of course, these will be the extremity of the lips, and in the lips there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Okay, so the middle will be around here, and then I connect from the side. I go to the middle, and then of course there's a part here that like just drops over the lower lip. And like this. If you want to add some details, you can. So if the light is coming from the top, you can do this. Okay. Depending on how strong the light is. So of course, from a different angle, the center, for example, is here, so which means that this side is towards us, so this side will appear bigger than the left side of the mouth will appear bigger than the right side of the mouth. Okay. So, but we can still follow the same process, just to keep the. I mean, in the beginning, I suggest you draw these reference lines. Okay. And then slowly you'll be able to draw them without. So as you can see, the center has moved the other way. Okay, and then there we go. So again, we find those parts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and these will be useful for you when you draw from imagination, because depending on the expression, these different parts are very flexible and will take different shapes, will stretch in different ways. That's why it's important to keep that these are sort of not individual moving parts, but they are not, like for example, if you take the nose, it's sort of like a stiff structure. Okay, like it doesn't really change except for like really exaggerated expressions where the nose can change, especially the bottom part. But for the mouth, it's really difficult because it's a really flexible muscle, right? There's a flexible flesh there. So same for as we saw for the eye, the lower lip compared to the upper lip is sort of placed like more. So basically the upper lip is a little bit protruding out from the face. So here. So again, we still see the center line, but it's just like really on the, because it's a profile shot, so it's really on the side. And again, you can still just to give that little bit more of a realism. Sorry, my stand keeps turning. Okay, let's go to the ear, and hopefully so far it's been clear. So here I just drew a cartoon ear just to show that the C curve is a very useful one to learn when you're drawing the ear, or a useful shape to keep in mind. So, for example, you see the letter C, right? So you have a C here, and then another big C here. So you will find those shapes in the more realistic ear, and it will also be a Y. So this method, again, this is also from Frank Cho's How to Draw Beautiful Women, and it's a really great book, and I really found this really insightful and very easy to remember when you are drawing the ear. So let's draw the outline. and then the second one almost as parallel to the outline, and then again we see a C curve here for the bump, and then another C curve here for this. So again, I don't know what the name of this brush here, but again, these are like sort of, their function is to, I guess, shield the human hair from dust and stuff from entering the ear, I guess. So you can imagine their placement. And, and the Y, so of course this part is more pronounced in some people than others. Like it's more obvious in some people than others. Okay. Usually it bumps, like it comes forward, and then it sort of like goes in here. Oops, sorry. It's the spring from the stand. So just the last one for the ear, if you're looking at it from another angle from the back side. Almost look like a, so I was just saying, like, maybe if you're trying to imagine like a mushroom head, something like this. It's not pretty far from, like, I don't know all the types of mushroom, but like there are some mushrooms that look like this. So you keep that in mind when you're drawing ear from the back side, and you can turn that and then draw the ear from the front, which of course, so this, because we are turning it this way, the space will become smaller, right? The width of the ear will become smaller, and the bump here, then we can put a small bump there, and then lightly the Y shape. Okay, so try to find your way to draw these parts. Like you can take I always take points from other people, so speaking of taking points from other people, just let me show you the books that I used for this tutorial. Okay, and by the way, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. But also, one of the books I used was this book. It's a Thai book. I don't read Thai, but apparently it's made by these people, Hiroshi Misawa and Subura Kadumaru. I hope I'm pronouncing correct. And it's a really great, like, I don't need to understand the text. Like it's a really great understanding of the anatomy. The other one that I used for this one is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. So again, this is really great for comics, but I think it's a really great, simplified, really great way to learn anatomy too. So I'll be doing videos about this. It's already planned. And the last one is this. Drawing Beautiful Women, the Frank Cho method. So I think I'll also be doing a video on this, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed the video, so thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And this is Boris for Sketchman Draws. See you next time.